Hey guys, this is Gaurav, and today we are going to make you familiar with something that your school teachers never did: reading faster. Technically, we learned how to read in kindergarten, and since then we haven't improved on that. But that's sad, isn't it? Do we walk or talk the same way as we did when we were 6? Then why the hell do we read the same way? In this Unacademy video, Roman, who is a medical doctor who has read more than 500 books and is just 24, is going to teach us how to read faster with better comprehension.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Roman here. Today I'm going to teach you something which has had a drastic impact when it comes to my professional as well as personal growth. That is the technique of reading faster and comprehending better at the same time. Now I'm able to apply this knowledge 4 to 5 times faster in diverse fields, and I want you to do that as well. My aim with this particular tutorial is that you at least double your speed or increase it to more than 600 words per minute. So before I actually teach you the technique, let me resolve some myths first. You can quadruple your speed in 15 minutes. Wrong. You may be able to learn the basic principles, but it will take you a hell lot of practice before you can actually start to see some consistent improvement. If you are a slow reader, meaning thereby you are reading at 50 to 100 words per minute, it's impossible for you to take it to beyond 600 or more, but in reality you can. People actually believe that somehow if they read at a very fast pace, it will destroy their brain or damage their neuronal connections, but being a doctor, I know it's not the case. You can always come back to slow reading whenever you want to. People think that you need an extremely high IQ to become a speed reader. They think that you need to be son and daughter of Einstein or Tesla. But in reality, that's not the case. Even if you have an average IQ, you have an equally good chance of becoming the fastest reader on this planet. As your reading speed increases, your comprehension will necessarily go down. With just a little bit of practice, your comprehension will either stay the same or it might even go up. So it's a non-zero sum game. As a child, your teacher might have forced you to sit down, understand and remember 100% of the content, but obviously it's impossible to do since you and me are not robots. In reality, even if you do 60 to 70% of it, your job is done. So before moving forward, just try and read this para. I am 100% sure that all of you were able to comprehend this paragraph. As you must have realized, the letters are not in a particular sequence, yet your brain filled in the blanks. Similarly, even if you don't focus on all the words, your brain will still fill in the blanks, so you don't need to read the trivial words and you can just focus on the keywords. So before you actually proceed ahead with the exercises, you need to find out your existing speed. For that, I want you to click on the link in the description below, take the test, and you will find out exactly how many words you are reading per minute. So the rate which you have got is the number of words divided by the time taken. That is why it's called words per minute. But more importantly than that, you also need to focus on comprehension, because comprehension and speed are the two sides of the same coin. They go hand in hand. So if your comprehension is below 55%, then your reading speed does not matter at all. It should be at least 55%. It's decent if it's between 60 to 70. It's awesome if it's above 70. So it's very, very important that you record your progress. Otherwise, you will not be able to understand whether this exercise will help you or not. For that, I need you to make a graph. On x-axis, you will have the number of attempts, for example, the first attempt, second attempt, third attempt, and so on. And on y-axis, you will have the reading time, how much speed you are generating. For example, 500 words per minute or 400 words per minute, and then you need to plot a curve so that you check your progress. So now actually let's start with the exercises which will make you read faster and comprehend better. The first step is called as survey method or the preview method. In this, you have to resist the urge to read the book word by word from page 1 itself. You need to glance through the contents. You need to basically understand the context. You need to go through the summary, the headings, subheadings, and you need to go through the key points and phrases. So all these steps will give you a holistic and comprehensive picture of what the book is about. And this is the point where you decide whether to read the book or not. The maximum number of books which were ever read by a human being was by Mr. Kim Peek, the mega savant, on whose life the movie Rain Man was based. He was able to read around 12,000 books with recall. So it's impossible for you or me to read all the millions of books out there. So we have to choose wisely. So after the step 1, you need to develop some questions which you want the text to answer. So for developing them, this rhyme will help you a lot. I keep 6 honest serving men. They taught me all I knew. Their names are what and why and when and how and where and who. So developing questions like, what is this chapter about? Where am I going to apply this knowledge? How is it going to be beneficial to me? When was this incident happening? All this is part of active reading and not passive reading. So in this third step, we will actually learn to control our eye movements. Whenever you read, your eye tends to move back and forth. This movement is called saccadic movement, and it is bad for your comprehension as well as reading speed. So for controlling this saccadic movement, what I want you to do is just take a pacer. It can be either a pencil or a pen or even your fingertip. Just move across the line smoothly and shift from one line to another, and do not give more than a second per line. Just do it for 3 minutes, pause the video, and I'll be right here. So now I want you to focus for half a second per line. Do it for 2 to 3 minutes and come back. By now you have finished 2 exercises, and I know you're not comprehending at all. Please do not worry about comprehension or understanding at this particular point. Now once you were able to follow your eye along the pacer, now I want you to focus on group of birds. This is called as chunking, which will help you expand your peripheral vision. So despite focusing on me, your peripheral vision can still make out this colored background and this object. So in the first 2 exercises, we were basically wasting half of our peripheral vision by focusing right from the first word to the last word of the line. Now I want you to skip those 2 words, that is the first and the last word, and you will realize they are automatically covered in your peripheral vision. So do this third exercise for 3 minutes and get back. So for this fourth exercise, I want you to expand your peripheral vision even further. Try to skip the first 2 and the last 2 words of the line, and don't stay for more than a second per line. Do it for 2 minutes and get back to me. So now for the fifth and the final exercise, I want you to just skip everything and focus on the middle word. So for example, if there are 7 words in a line, just skip the first 3 and the last 3 and focus on the center. But if there are more than 7 words per line, you have to focus on 2 words. The basic aim is you have to delete the first 3 and the last 3 words from your focus. While you are doing this fifth and final exercise, I want you to focus on one line for just 0.5 seconds, just half a second, and move on. I know your comprehension will be absolutely zero, but right now that is not our concern. Right now I am trying to control your eye movements and remove lifetime of bad habits. So do this exercise for 2 minutes and get back. So from the above exercises, you must have realized the fact that you don't need to read every word for comprehension to be better. And through those exercises, you have also mastered the art of removing these 3 bad habits. First is vocalization or speaking out loud. As you must have realized while doing those exercises, it was virtually impossible for you to speak anything. Please remember that you do not need to speak the word out loud in order to comprehend its meaning. So for example, if you go to an Italian diner, you don't say out loud pasta in order to understand its meaning. This is because from your past experience, brain has associated various neuronal connections, and it now knows that pasta is a concerned food item. Now the second and the most important mistake which each and every one of us make is subvocalization. I know as an adult, when we read a book, we don't say it out loud most of the time, but we have a tendency to speak it in our head. See, in order for you to break this speed barrier of 300 words per minute, it's extremely crucial that you eliminate subvocalization. You can use the techniques like chewing gum or counting from 1 to 10, because the basic idea is you do not say anything while reading the text. So after vocalization and subvocalization, the third most common mistake an average reader makes is regression. Do you remember the last time you read that biology chapter? You always tend to go back to the first line of the page or the first line of the paragraph because you tend to forget what was written there. See, regression is not at all essential. The loss of comprehension is not more than 5%, and even if you regress, you will be able to gain only that 5%. On top of that, even without regression, you can compensate that particular loss in comprehension. See, whenever you are reading a textbook which is full of jargons, in that particular case you might regress, but only after finishing a particular topic or a particular page. In general, please do not revert back, please do not regress. The only time you are allowed to go back is when you are finishing a particular line and you are starting the next line. So reading at a rapid pace keeps your brain interested and hence it's focused. While I was reading biology in my high school, I used to read it at a very slow pace. So imagine I am reading cardiac cycle. One moment I am imagining this beating heart, and the next moment I am imagining defusing bomb in Counter-Strike. It was because I was reading at suboptimal level and I was not able to engage my brain. Hence it was finding other ways to get entertained. So guys, although we are done with the exercises, here are some tips which will come in handy while you are trying to speed read. Avoid distractions. Best reading efficiency for most of the people come when they are in a peaceful and a quiet environment. You need to focus on your vocabulary. Get a notebook, write down all the hard words that you encounter, write their meaning, and try to use them in the form of a sentence. Sub-vocalization. It is helpful if you want to commit something to memory verbatim, that is as it is. For example, remembering the order of the planets. You can't speed read that. Or remembering the phylums, or remembering the presidents, or the capitals of the states. Try to read as much as you can while you are in the zone, and don't break your rhythm. But also do not read for more than an hour at a stretch. Take 5 to 10 minutes short break to relax your brain. Anticipate what the author will write next. This will help you in keeping your brain engaging and focused. You have to have flexible speeds. Speed reading is like driving a car on a highway. You know you will cruise near top speed for most of the time, but you will need to slow down during curves or when hitting a rough road. You should have multiple weapons in your arsenal. See, if the content is information oriented and data rich, then you should read at a relatively slower pace. While if you are reading a novel, you can unleash the true power of your brain. It really gives you a lot of flexibility. Always focus on active reading and please refrain from passive reading. Please do not read word by word. Your brain is more than capable of filling in the blanks on its own. Please do not be disappointed if you are reading at a very low speed. It means that you can improve a hell lot from using these techniques. Find out which technique is working best for you and exploit it. After watching this video, you have not reached the finish line. Rather, you have just started. Keep applying these principles and you are sure to reach much higher speeds. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial containing all the different exercises, tips and tricks on how to actually increase your reading speed and improve your reading comprehension. Do let me know in the comment section if they actually work out for you or not.
Also check out our platform unacademy.in, where we have the top educators and they create educational content. Our goal at Unacademy is to make sure that accessible, free and quality education reach the masses. We will continue making videos on YouTube. That's why please share the video, please subscribe to the channel. There will be a subscribe link down the bottom, and do visit unacademy.in. Thank you. And thank you, Roman, for the brilliant video.
Thank you for watching the tutorial. Have an awesome day.